Hi, welcome to my channel. My name's B. This is my romance corner. And today I want to talk to you guys about some hockey romance recommendations. Are you ready? Hear me out. Have you ever been really interested in a new genre and you're very unfamiliar with it, you know? Like I am familiar with other sports. I grew up with other sports like football and basketball. Like that was our jam. But not hockey. I don't live somewhere where it's very important. And so I tried giving it a shot recently. It's very interesting. Like I want to enjoy it. I do think it's going to there's a little bit of a learning curve. The puck is so small on the ice. I'm trying to focus on it. I'm I don't know how these guys are doing it. But my point is I wanted to understand what the atmosphere could be like, to put me in the mindset of oh, this is what the environment's like when I'm reading the book, you know? And it's been very fun. I was trying to read some books that had hockey prominently featured in the books. I first came across what was most popular, and I did see time and time again the Off Campus series by Elle Kennedy. I read 2 books in this series because it was so popular. You look on Goodreads, you see it all over Book Talk, and people are recommending it over and over again, and I wanted to see what it was all about. So I read it, and I thought it was good. I did feel that when I read them that I don't know what I needed. I just needed something a little bit more. And so when I read the Off Campus series, it didn't give me all that I wanted. Uh, so I continued to look. And I found 2 that I thought were just in my opinion, a little bit better than the Off Campus series. So the first one on my list is called Wildcat by Rebecca Jenshaw. Our heroine just got back from London after a gap year. She just broke up with her pro race car driver boyfriend, and she has not told her parents yet that she's not going back to college. At least not right now. When we first are introduced to our heroine, she is at a new job that her best friend set her up with, and she's waitressing horribly. She's not good at it. It happens to be trivia night at this bar, and she meets this really cute guy. And I remember he had to go home because I think he had a test or something. He had something he had to do the next day, and I think that they just had an instant connection that he was willing to be tired anyways, for the next day. So they had this great night together. They have tons of laughs. They go hopping from place to place. They end up doing karaoke, and they end up back at his place. And when it's time to say goodbye the next morning, you know, they are not wanting to say goodbye. They are definitely not wanting for it to end. They obviously don't want to say goodbye when her ride shows up, and they know that they're gonna end up seeing each other. They had such a good time. They definitely have a connection. And so she gives him her number, and he promises that he'll give her a call. Weeks go by, and our dude has not called her. She's disappointed, but she is not waiting around waiting for him to call her, which I appreciated. She starts moving on. She starts focusing on herself. She starts figuring out what is gonna make her happy, while she's living with her parents. Now, our hero is a hockey player named Leo in Minnesota. He's still taking college classes, and he meets up with his classmates for this trivia night, and that's where he met our heroine. He is so taken with her that he can't get his dream girl out of his head. It's so funny and cute because he refers to her as that for the entirety of the book. So much so that his friends even make fun of him, oh, there's your dream girl, what's going on with dream girl. And I think that was really cute because he wasn't shy with his feelings like that for her. So him and the team are invited to his coach's house, and as they're entering the house, he's talking to his teammates about his dream girl that he met, and how he hasn't made time for her, but he really wants to very soon. That he didn't mean to put it off, and that he's really interested in her, and that he wants to make something happen, that there was a connection. And he's telling them that he's going to go ahead and give her a call after they get done doing what they're doing. When he meets the coach's family, our boy's in shock. because the coach's daughter is his dream girl. His buddies know that he is toast if the coach finds out, and they both keep their cool in the beginning. They don't let anyone know that they like know each other. I mean, his teammates know, but her family doesn't know. So Leo has like this moment at the party where he's able to pull Scarlet the heroine aside and ask her like, "Did you know who I was?" Like, because when he walked into the bar, he had a cap on. He was trying to like go incognito, and he's over here thinking that she knew. She didn't. She is just annoyed that he never called. What I like about it is that he starts trying to make like excuses for what he like, I didn't have time, this and that, and she's like, no, it's okay. Like, she more or less, when he's like, I swear, like, I was going to like talk with you after this. Like, after it was done at this party, I was going to talk to you. I was going to try to call you. And she's like, it's okay, like, you obviously weren't very interested. I'm not going to sweat it anymore. You do you, I'll do me. Like, we're fine, but like, nothing's going to happen with us. And he's like, what do you mean? Like, why not? Like, I really liked you. We had such a good time, this and that. And she's like, well, I made it a point to not date athletes. Like, I don't date athletes anymore. And I think that you're better off, like, pretending it didn't happen. Like, we're better off that way. Like, mwah. And so he's thrown for a loop. He definitely really wants to make something happen with her. I think he has it in his mind. He's thinking that he's going to change her mind. Through the majority of the book, he is like presenting her with like these little gestures to show her that he's interested in her and to get her to give him a second chance, even though like nothing should happen between the two of them because that's the coach's daughter. I gotta say, like, I love this one. I thought that it was great. I had a fun time while reading it. I'm excited. It's a part of a series, which I'm really excited about. I can't wait to read more in the series. I thought that Leo was like a sweetheart and that he had a good head on his shoulders and he had good friends. There was nothing really too like toxic going on about it. It was just more like the angst that was driving the book, like less like background drama, like someone having a vendetta against like the couple, and more just about shouldn't we, is this too complicated. The hero had like a really like kind and understanding heart. He was never a bad thing for our heroine, which is surprising to me because in some of these like sports romance books, like some of the heroes are like way aggressive, and don't get me wrong, sometimes it's called for. Like, sometimes you can appreciate it or understand it, you can move past it, and you enjoy it. But I thought it was like a breath of fresh air to get like this dude who was like not a bad thing or aggressive. Like, he was very kind, he was very patient, understanding. He always considered the heroine. There's a moment in the book where the heroine is painted in a bad light, and some people start to look at her differently, and he doesn't jump to conclusions. He does not get angry at first. He talks with her, communicates with her, which, like, oh my God, how many times have you read a book and you're like, Jesus, like, just talk to, like, the other person. Like, maybe, like, there won't be some type of misunderstanding if, like, instead of, like, jumping the gun, why don't you talk to them? And he does. And it was so good. Like, I loved that we were healthy, we were positive. We love seeing positivity, and that's what we got in this book. What I liked about Scarlet, the heroine, is that she was so funny and, like, cute. It was cute to see, like, her try to not be interested in him because she totally was. And, like, when he was, like, doing all these things, she thought they were so cute. She thought it was so cute, and she, like, wanted him back, but she was like, no, I can't. Like, okay, so the forbidden feels were kind of there, but not so much. Like, when I was reading it, I sort of felt like that would have been fine. Like, if her father figured it out and, they didn't tell him and then he found out through, like, other means, I didn't think that it was going to be that big of a deal. He seemed like a decent guy, like her dad. He seemed like he trusted her opinion and her choices. And I didn't think that it was going to be that big of a deal, so I didn't really feel like the forbidden angst, but I did think that it was really cute. Like, they put more emphasis on how, like, forbidden it was. I didn't get those vibes from the dad. Totally recommend this book. Please pick it up. The next book that I have on my list is The Fake Out by Stephanie Archer. This book I have seen popping up about in and around, and I wanted to read it. And I did, and I loved it. I thought it was so fun. I laughed out loud several times when I read this one. So in this one, you have fake dating, hockey, you have hate to love, and a caretaking scene. Like, so good. Our heroine, Hazel, hates Rory Miller, our hero. She hates his cocky grin, she hates his attitude, his little smug face, but most of all, she hates her inability to not be attracted to him. She thinks he's super cute, but she will not act on it. She has like a several year grudge against Rory for something he did in the past. She has built like a wall against like his charm and his appeal since she had to tutor him in high school. And our girl is freaking done with hockey players since her ex-boyfriend was a hockey player and he like humiliated her when he broke up with her. Her world gets so much worse when she finds out that jerk of an ex-boyfriend is being traded to the hockey team that she works for, and he is just the same amount of a jerk as he was in the past. Our hero Rory has always had feelings for Hazel. Poor guy. And he doesn't even mind that she seemed to have like a distaste for him. He's like happy when their eyes like meet at all. Like he's content with even that. He's content with like the small glances, the little like her looks of displeasure at him when she's at his games and stuff like that. Like he takes enjoyment out of like whatever she's willing to give him. He's glad when like she throws around insults at him. He thinks it's fun to like rile her up and tease her just to get her attention. Like classic immature boy behavior with a crush. I think that our hero was just so in want of any sort of attention that she would give him that he would sometimes play up his smugness or cockiness, his arrogance on the field, just so that he could get more of a reaction from her. He's been in love with Hazel ever since he like badgered his way into her tutoring him. For all the immaturity that he seems to have on the ice, when he finds out that Hazel's ex has been traded to their team, the team that she works for, that she's going to have to be working directly with this guy, he's immediately concerned for her. He immediately goes and talks to their manager and asks, like, why is this happening? Like, is there any way that they won't have to, like, really communicate with each other? When he finds that out, he goes to Hazel. He asks her how she's feeling about it, and if she wants his support, he will give it 100%. If she wants to not have to be involved with that guy when he's a part of the team. She ends up turning down his offer. She ends up having to work directly with this guy. He is an a-hole. And he more or less tells her that, you know, he knows that she's still into him and this and that, like being real cocky and smug about things. And she, in like a fit of frustration, tells her ex-boyfriend that her and Rory are dating. So like, why would she have any interest in him? Like, she doesn't. And oh man, it opens up a whole can of worms. Rory is like all in for this fake dating situation, even though it has an expiration date. The book was so funny, guys. Like, I laughed so many times. I thought that it was so cute when Hazel like finally let her guard down, just like let herself enjoy him. Like, she had to fight herself to like not enjoy him. Like, she had to remind herself like the reasons why she shouldn't enjoy him. Like, just girl, just let yourself, like, if you like him, then you like him. It's okay. Like, just you do what makes you happy. Rory was just hilarious. The hero, Rory, when he ends up traveling with his team, he ends up having to roommate with someone in the hotel rooms. And that roommate ends up being her ex. And oh my god, Rory starts amping up like the fake dating thing, like to rub it in that guy's face. And it was so funny. Just to annoy that guy. There's like a few parts in particular that are like, oh my god, that you guys will like super enjoy, because I know that I did. There were like a few parts, like there were like a few instances where it was like, oh my god, like the antics, the mischievousness of this Rory, like when he was trying to get under that guy's skin and like and just have fun with it. It was hilarious. What I thought was really cute about Rory and really nice about him was that underneath like that bravado that he has to put on, he was so like in love with Hazel. He wanted Hazel. He only wanted Hazel. He was like all in for her, but then when he thought that he could actually have her, he was so nervous and afraid that he wasn't going to be enough for her. But I loved how like when they were both all in, that they both really like elevated each other. They were both like really supportive to each other. I highly recommend this one. And that's it. Those are two books that if you have read the Off Campus series by Elle Kennedy, I really, really, really recommend for you guys to try these ones out. I had so much fun reading these ones. They both have a lower rating on them than the Off Campus series. I do think that you should check these out. I thought they were amazing. I thought they were funny. I thought there was some good emotional depth in some of them. I think that they're definitely worth a try. Please let me know if you have tried them. Let me know if I missed something that should be on this list. I would love to hear about it. And that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. This is my romance corner. You're welcome back anytime. I'll see you next time. Bye.